Greetings. I think I'm supposed to start now. Hi, I'm Dr. Elizabeth Horansky Beck, and I'm so excited to welcome you to the virtual book launch for Vegan Voices, Essays by Inspiring Changemakers. This is a chance to celebrate the impact of veganism in our lives and the advocates all around the world who are making a difference. We'll hear from many of the writers in the book. There'll be some special videos and speakers, a cooking demo, and a panel discussion. And we're picking winners for 5 fabulous prize giveaways from the chat. So please introduce yourself with your full name in the chat and tell us where you're from. Now, we're going to live stream into the live launch at Plant City in Providence, Rhode Island, a fantastic vegan food hall. Let's go there right now to Vegan Voices' Laura Barlow and Joanne Kong, the amazing editor of this book.
Hi. We want to thank you so much for joining us live today for our Vegan Voices book launch party with Dr. Joanne Kong. We are here at Plant City in Providence, Rhode Island, which is an amazing vegan food hall. And I know we have participants here from all over the world. So if you ever come to Rhode Island, please check out Plant City. We want to thank them for hosting us. My name is Laura Barlow, and I run an organization called Rhode Island Vegan Awareness. And I want to thank all of our volunteers for helping to make this event possible. And I want to introduce our wonderful editor, Dr. Joanne Kong.
Thanks so much to Laura Barlow and Riva for sponsoring this event here at amazing Plant City. I also want to give a shout out to Lisa and Kim for helping to set everything up here. And Lantern Publishing and Media took on this project, and I want to give special thanks to President Martin Rowe and Vice President Brian Normoyle and the 51 amazing writers and vegans from all around the world who submitted essays for this book. All of these writers personify a very famous saying by Margaret Mead, who said that never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed individuals can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And we know that vegan voices are rising all around the world, growing awareness and action that a kinder and more sustainable world is possible. So now I have the honor of introducing our keynote speaker, Victoria Moran of Main Street Vegan Academy. Victoria.
Thanks, everybody. It's wonderful to be here. It would be more wonderful to be in Providence, but it's great. I mean, thank goodness that Zoom came onto the planet just when we needed it. So I just want to get things started and a little bit energized today by talking about what it is to be a vegan voice and how all of us can make our vegan voices work better. So we want to be effective. We have this amazing book, and all great thanks to Joanne Kong, whose idea this was, who's done so much work. Lantern Books, everything Lantern Books touches changes the world for the better. And to my fellow 51 inspiring change makers. So we want to really talk up this book and put it on our social media and let everybody know about it. Holidays are coming. We want to give it for gifts, but we have an existential problem. And that is that most people who aren't vegan don't want to hear vegan voices. You've had it happen. People say, oh, why don't you eat that? And you start to tell them and they say, I don't want to know. And so what do we do? How do we get our voices out there? Well, I have 6 suggestions, a kind of little half dozen, to see if this can help maybe get all of us out there with our best voice, our most effective voice. The first thing I actually learned from my mother. Now, my mother was a legendary salesperson. She could sell anything. And she used to tell me, when everybody on earth who knows they need your product has it, then you can do cold calls. You know, it's the same thing about going vegan. Whenever we can run into somebody who's intrigued or somebody who's a little bit scared, then we've got a nice warm lead, the salespeople would call it. So intrigued means somebody who tried to be vegan and it didn't work out for them. But every time they see one of those videos online, it touches their heart. Or maybe they've got kids or grandchildren and they're reading the statistics about what could happen for this planet. They don't like that. And then you've got the frightened people. Some of those parents and grandparents are frightened. Or maybe somebody went to the doctor and was told that they had to go on cholesterol lowering medication. So you've got this person at the perfect time. So these are the folks we can talk with first. And then, of course, we'll talk to anybody who will listen. Ideally, we want to target the people who will listen to us. So I could go speak for a lot of medical doctors and they might be nice, but they wouldn't really put a lot of stock in what I have to say because I'm not a physician. I'm not a scientist, but we all relate as being in certain groups on this earth. I've got a list of some of the words that people would use to describe themselves. And if you're in one of these groups or some other groups, there are hundreds, probably thousands, and you speak to people who are also identifying in the same way, you're going to have a little more cred from the outset. So something that I see is happening in the vegan movement, the animal rights movement, the plant-based world, as we get bigger, is that there's a little bit more customization happening. So people are getting into their specific professions, their specific ideology, belief system, and influencing people there. So for me, my two great interests in life have always been spirituality and vegan living. And so to get those together, I'm really focusing on people who have a spiritual life, particularly people who are into yoga. I actually went vegetarian because of yoga, and I wrote my essay in Vegan Voices about that. And this happened for me 53 years ago. And so I really do think that when I speak to a yoga group, I have something to say that maybe they're going to listen to a little bit more than if I were just speaking to random people. So figure out who are the people who respect you, who are the people whose ear you already have. Then it's so important that we understand that a lot of people really don't understand. I love this picture. This guy has had it. He is prostrate in the grocery aisle. He doesn't know how to make the vegan choices. And so just as I would be really overwhelmed if I were, say, out with a lot of chemical engineers, I don't understand what they know. For a lot of vegans, a lot of non-vegans, this is like chemical engineering. So we need to be really patient. We need to answer the same questions over and over again and act as if we've never been asked that question before. I was just invited to dinner by a couple who, one of the people has some interest in veganism, but they really don't understand. They chose a restaurant that has one vegan option. And I can tell you exactly what's going to happen at this dinner. When the server comes with the wine and cocktail menu, and I pass on that, one of them is likely to say, "Oh, so I guess vegans can't drink alcohol." And I'll have to explain, no, a lot of vegans drink alcohol. I'm just one who happens not to. And then when the dessert menu comes and I don't see anything that's vegan and I say, I'll just have some green tea, then they might say, but look at this one. It's gluten-free. You should be able to have that one. And patiently, I will have the wonderful opportunity of explaining that that's not the same. So we need a little patience, I think, to be an effective vegan voice. Then we need to listen. We need to listen to what other people are saying verbally and with body language and other ways. So, for example, somebody might say, "Oh, I was using soy milk and my kids really liked it. But, then the pandemic hit and things were different." Now, if you weren't really listening, you might say something like, "Well, so there's a pandemic. That's not an excuse for torturing cows." But if you listen underneath, maybe what this person is telling you is that they lost their job and they don't have as much money. And they go to the supermarket and they see there's a price difference between the cow's milk and the dairy milk, and they make that cheaper choice. So, can you really hear what they're saying? And then can you offer some kind of help that is really going to be there? Like, "Oh my gosh, the soy milk at Trader Joe's is cheaper than cow's milk anywhere." I don't really know if that's the fact, but if you do and you can share that, then that's going to be really helpful. And the other thing that's very, very important, I learned this from a very cool vegan who used to live in New York City. His name is Michael Parrish Dudell. He actually wrote the business book for the Shark Tank TV show. And he would say that whenever he tells people about his veganism, he'll watch how they respond. So when he tells them that he lost 100 pounds, if they're just like, "So what?" he knows the health message isn't for them. And if he says that animal agriculture causes so much global warming, and they're still like, "Yeah, I don't have any power to do anything about that." But then he talks about the animals and they're starting to cry. Then he knows that's the route to go. But if it had been in one of these other areas, he could follow that route. Because even though our hearts might be in one area more than another, when we're talking to somebody else, we need to focus on where their hearts are, because that's where change starts. Number 5, we need to focus on the big picture. So many people think that vegans are in some kind of cult. They think we're extremists. They think that we're only focused on one thing and that we can't really see the world as a whole, when the truth is, it's this holistic vision that made most of us vegans in the first place. So we need to communicate that to the people that we're talking with. So maybe we don't want to go crazy focusing on honey, or if you're a whole food plant-based person, maybe not pushing the no oil thing the first minute somebody is hearing about veganism. Maybe we don't need to say you won't be a real vegan until all the leather shoes are out of your closet and the wool rugs are off your floors. You know what? Those shoes were bought a long time ago. Those rugs have been there for ages. That's kind of small stuff when we think about what this person could do for the animals, for the planet, by starting now on the path to no meat, no fish, no eggs, no dairy. That alone could change everything for this person, and in that ripple effect way for a lot of other people and animals as well. And then finally, I love the idea of attraction activism. I think I invented it and I spoke about it at the UK Veg Fest back in 2014. And I am happy to say that now it's all over everywhere, which probably means I didn't invent it after all. And in that wonderful kind of collective unconscious, lots of people got the idea at the same time. But the way I came to attraction activism was through a principle in the 12-step programs that when someone wants what you have, they'll do what you did to get it. Now, this doesn't mean that we have to be perfect people. It doesn't mean that we can never get sick. There are some vegans who are embarrassed to let anybody know if they're sick. This is so sad. This is Earth. Everybody gets sick no matter what you eat. And yet, you want to do as well as you can. You want to do maybe better than you did 10 years ago before you were vegan. And you just want to keep showing up for your life. Here in the final bullet point, when it says, if you don't want to save money, if you don't want to go to the gym, if you don't want to show up for your neighbor's kid's wedding, do it for the animals. Well, what does this have to do with the animals? It means that if I'm taking care of myself and my life is working, it means if I'm being nice to other people and valuing what they value, then they're going to value what I value. And they might want to come down this road, read this wonderful book, and listen to more vegan voices. The end is the beginning. As Cesar Chavez said, only when we have become nonviolent towards all life will we have learned to live well ourselves. May you live well, and may you have so much fun this afternoon, and may Vegan Voices be a sweet, sweet bestseller. Thanks, everybody.
Victoria, thank you. Thank you. That was such an incredible introduction. And now an introduction to all the writers in Vegan Voices. I'm glad I just glanced up at your comment, Victoria, because I've been crying the whole time and I didn't expect this, but I am on day 6 of a vegan green juice fast and these emotions are pouring out. So, next. Vegan Voices was published by Lantern Publishing and Media, and I'm now honored to introduce their Vice President, Brian Normoyle.
Hi, this is Brian, and on behalf of my colleagues at Lantern Publishing and Media, Martin, Emily, Han, Cara, Pauline, and Lisa, I want to sincerely congratulate Dr. Joanne Kong and the 52 contributors for a truly remarkable book, Vegan Voices. Joanne approached Lantern with this idea roughly a little over a year ago during a pandemic, and quite frankly, when her teaching schedule was in flux at university. She had a very ambitious proposal in mind, compiling new essays, original new essays from perhaps 30 to 35 of the most influential names in the movement. As we talked things through a bit more, it became evident to me that this project would probably expand in scope. And when I thought about it and I conveyed this to her in no uncertain terms, this would be a heavy lift. As far as I was concerned, she could have up to 50 if she wanted that. I never thought she was going to take me up on that offer. But something told me that she was dedicated and fully committed to this project. And I could trust her to move forward on it. So we decided to do so. What I was about to learn is something that I suspect her partner, Paul, has known for a very, very long time. And the rest of us now know that Joanne's commitment to veganism, to the inspiring people like you in the movement, and her quiet passion, her conviction, and her tenacity in making something happen that she truly believes in is remarkable. Joanne deserves all the credit for creating something few others have been able to do, particularly in this short period of time. I'm truly inspired by her vision, her hard work and attention to detail, her dedication, her many, many, many talents, and her friendship. I'm very, very grateful. At Lantern, our authors truly inspire the work that we do and our mission of veganism. We are so grateful for the remarkable vegan voices and the essays in this book, Victoria Moran for your very thoughtful foreword, Jeff for your videos, and Joanne for making Vegan Voices a reality. I think veganism is truly a revolution of the heart, and you have built a community of compassion with Vegan Voices. Congratulations to everybody. Have fun at the opening, and thanks for the t-shirt. Take care.
Wonderful. Oh, so touching. Now I would like to introduce Vegan Voice Brenda Morris, founder and CEO of Humane Investing. She'll tell us who the winner is of the first prize giveaway.
Our first prize giveaway is a subscription to Veg News. And our winner is Olivia Radbill. Congratulations, Olivia.
Time to hear from some more of our vegan voices. Special thanks, as Brian mentioned, to videographer Jeff Adams, vegan voice and founder of Vegan Linked, who traveled around the country to record personal reflections of these amazing vegans.
Hi, I'm Joanne Kong, the compiler and editor of Vegan Voices, essays by inspiring changemakers, released by Lantern Publishing and Media. In this book, it's clear that becoming vegan, it's about more than just food choices. It's about finding our own unique voices, our purpose, what fulfills us in our lives. I'm so honored to have worked with these 50 amazing vegans from all around the world and know that you will be inspired as you read their essays.
My name is Rebecca Moore, and this is Honey. I founded the Institute for Animal Happiness, which is based here in Woodstock, New York, in the Hudson Valley of New York State. And we're really, really honored, profoundly honored, to be a part of the Vegan Voices book that Joanne Kong has edited and gotten together on Lantern Publishing and Media. It's really exciting, and it's a book that I think is going to really, in a different way, reach a lot of people about veganism because of the sheer number of voices featured in the book. It's over like 50 people from all walks of life, from all areas of activism. And I think that when you get the book, you have a rare chance to, in one place, sort of walk through all these different lives and all these different journeys of how people arrived at the decision to become an ethical vegan and the implications of that for people, for animals, certainly for animals, and for the planet. It's a really exciting project.
Hi, I'm Hope Bohanec, and I'm honored to be one of the 50 authors in the new book, Vegan Voices, Essays by Inspiring Changemakers. This book is an awesome collection of personal essays and reflective stories on how and why veganism is the most compassionate choice for the planet and the animals. My essay spans my 30 years of vegan advocacy and shows just how far we've come and how much hope there is for the future. I hope you check out Vegan Voices and discover how your voice can make a difference for animals.
All right, so my name is Ryan Phillips. I am part of the Vegan Voices book, and I think it is a great way for people to figure out all the many ways that you can be a voice for animals. For me, I've chosen to do it through artwork, through outreach, and through running a farm animal sanctuary. But there's literally endless ways that you can make a difference, and we need every type of person being a voice for animals so that we can change this world for the better as soon as possible. So definitely pick up a copy and you'll be able to get out there and help animals and make a huge difference.
Hi, my name is Gwenna Hunter. I'm the founder of Vegans of LA and Vegans for Black Lives Matter. I am so happy to be a part of Vegan Voices. My contribution to Vegan Voices is a chapter called The Power of Isis. It's a very vulnerable yet honest story of one of my first loves in my life, which was a cat that I had named Isis. I hope you all really enjoy the journey of that story and the power of it. As I say in the story, animals are conscious. They come here to this planet with the same type of purpose that we do, to heal, love, and to help evolve the planet.
My name is Brenda Morris, and I am so excited to be part of Vegan Voices. Veganism has changed my life for the last 30+ years, and I am so honored to be part of a project that will share with others why it could benefit you. And I credit being vegan for being happy and healthy and living a fulfilling life, and I hope that people who read this feel that way as well.
Hi, my name is Jesse Tandler. I'm the Educational Program Director at Factory Farming Awareness Coalition, and I contributed an essay to Vegan Voices about my journey and the philosophy behind it. And I think this is a great collection of essays from some of my favorite vegans. Some I know well and others I don't know at all, but have been reading for a long time. And it's something I wish I would have had before I became vegan, or when I did, to really understand myself a little bit better.
Hi everyone, my name is Claudia Lifton. I am the Denver Director for the Factory Farming Awareness Coalition. Every single day I speak to high school and college students, stakeholders, and businesses about the impacts of animal agriculture on the environment, public health, human rights, and animal welfare. I'm so excited to be part of this book, to be one of the many voices in this book, Vegan Voices. and to be a part of something with so many people that I really admire. So I decided that I'd read a little bit of my essay to all of you right now. So it started with earthworms. While other kids played with Barbie dolls and Tonka trucks, I played with annelids and insects. I quickly became High Mount Avenue's resident animal rescuer. Neighbors would call my mom if they found injured butterflies, baby birds, or snakes. As my rescue services became better known, we had to convert our downstairs bathroom into a makeshift rehabilitation center filled with creatures in need of a helping hand. The derogatory nickname I was given by my classmates in elementary school, Ellie, which I later reclaimed as a badge of honor, was Bug Girl. While other kids played on the swings during recess, I would take the caterpillars I had brought into school in the little carrier I wore around my neck for walks around the schoolyard. There were times when I ran to the principal's office in tears after I had seen schoolmates use the sun and their magnifying glass to kill bugs on the playground. I was incensed and confused by the cruelty they inflicted on these innocent little creatures. And that leads me into my story as an animal rights activist since 5th grade. Thank you all for listening.
Hey there, I'm Chrissy Vandenberg, the Executive Director of Vegan Action, and I am happy to share I was invited to participate in writing an essay for this wonderful collection of essays from folks called Vegan Voices. And it's a really great way of inspiring vegan curious folks, folks that are already vegan, activists, environmentalists, all of these different perspectives of reasons to choose vegan for animal welfare, animal rights, the environment, improved health. And it is a really great collection of so many different ideas and perspectives to hopefully inspire folks and to also help move the vegan movement forward.
Hi, I'm Victoria Moran, and I'm so excited to be part of Vegan Voices. This is almost like coming together for a wonderful sort of salon where you really get to hear from a variety of vegans, different backgrounds, different lengths of time of being in this way of life, how we got here, what happened, and what we're doing to try to make the world kinder and saner for all generations going forward. Check us out. If you're vegan, if you're veg curious, you know what? We've got some really good stories. Thanks for reading.
Vegan Voices is a wonderful testament to the global reach of veganism. Writers hail from all around the world, not only in the US, but in the UK, the Netherlands, Norway, Germany, Israel, Brazil, Canada, India, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. They all send their greetings to you.
Hey guys, my name is Elin and I'm from Norway. I'm a writer, a coach, and a concept creator. My passion in life is all about promoting a sustainable and compassionate lifestyle. And alongside my co-founders in Green Seed and Happy World, we're creating vegan events, projects, and enterprises. This year we're launching Loco, which is Norway's first ever vegan grocery store chain. And I just believe that the future is a ripple effect of all individual choices. That's why we should all try to make our choices count.
Tēnā koutou, katoa. My name is Sandra Kyle from New Zealand, and I'm known as the singing vegan because I try to comfort the animals that I encounter at the slaughterhouse by singing to them. I hope you enjoy reading about my vegan journey, as well as all the other inspiring and poignant stories in this book. Reading it through, we come to understand that veganism embraces a life of kindness towards all, and veganism can heal the planet. I'm very honoured that Dr. Joanne Kong asked me to contribute to this wonderful book, and I hope that you'll buy it and share it with your friends. Aroha nui.
Hi, I'm Abhay Rangan. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Good Milk. I'm based in Bangalore, India. I'm so excited to contribute an essay to Vegan Voices. It talks about the tools and tips available to modern day change makers to make a real large impact for our movement. I've got these lessons from Good Milk, which aims to make delicious plant-based food affordable and accessible, and hopefully you'll get value from it too. So excited for this book. Thank you so much for watching.
Hi, my name is Marley Winkler, and I am so happy to be part of this amazing project, Vegan Voices. In my essay, I describe a trip I did to the heart of the Amazon rainforest. I describe what the riverside people eat, what the native people eat, and what I ate there. I describe also a visit I paid to a slaughterhouse, a very unpleasant thing. Check it out and be you too a vegan voice.
Hey everyone, I'm Cecilia van Grunsven. I'm a professional basketball player and I'm sending you this message all the way from Holland. I just received in a mail this beautiful book, Vegan Voices, and I'm so honored to be part of it. Thank you, Joanne Kong, for making this all possible. You're definitely the inspiration behind all of this. And you are a true inspiration to me and to many, many others here in the world, as well as all the writers that basically wrote a beautiful essay in here, and I'm gonna read all of it from start to bottom. I wanna thank Lantern Publishing Company for believing in Joanne's Kong idea and spreading the message basically. This is a beautiful case, and at least I, together with you all, will fight until the end of my life, at least, for this message. So it's a true inspiration, and I'm truly honored to be part of it, and thank you, and I hope to meet you all in the launch party that Joanne Kong organized. Thank you all, and many blessings. Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness. I'm meeting, and I know we all are, so many people from all around the world, a singing vegan, the founder of MYLK, and venturing into the Amazon. It's time for our second prize giveaway. So back to Brenda.
Our second prize giveaway is a gift basket of rind dried fruit snacks. And our winner is, drum roll, Gail Silver. Congratulations, Gail.
And now it's time to introduce a very special guest. Her name is Kimaya Rainey Rao. Kimaya is 10 years old and the granddaughter of Dr. Sailesh Rao, the executive director of Climate Healers. And if you haven't checked out Climate Healers yet, you all are one, so go check it out. Dr. Rao promised her that the world will be largely vegan before she turns 16 in 2026, so that people will stop eating her relatives, the animals. She has important messages to share, so listen carefully.
Hey adults, are you ready for today's lesson? Come on in, sit down, and get ready to listen up. Today's lesson is on deforestation. Before Europeans settled in America, 46% of our land mass was forest. Since then, we've lost 256 million acres, mostly to agriculture. But why, you might ask, do we need so much land to produce our food? And the answer is because we eat animal products. And animal agriculture is really inefficient. Animal farming uses 83% of our farmland, but it gives us just 18% of our calories and just 37% of our protein. So really, we're just wasting that land. We can get more food from less land if we stopped eating meat and just ate plant-based foods instead. We're not the only ones on this planet. We share it with 8 million other species, but 1 million of them are currently threatened with extinction, mostly because of us. And one key reason they're under threat is because we keep cutting down their homes to clear land for grazing farm animals or to grow crops to feed them. It's crazy! And it's also not very nice. How would you like it if a bulldozer ripped down your home? and left you with nowhere to go. Well, wild animals need their homes too. Trees are good for wildlife, for bees, butterflies, bugs, and birds. Trees are good for us because they make oxygen. And what do we need to breathe? Oxygen! And trees are good for the planet. They take carbon from the atmosphere and store it away. If we stop eating animal products, we can reduce the farmland we need by 75%. It can go back to nature, to all the animals who desperately need it. And we should start today. My name's Kamaya, and I'm 8 years old. But all I know about factory farming is that they really hurt animals. They feel really sad. And it probably really hurts their hearts. It really makes them feel bad. Really makes them feel damaged. They make them feel really sad. They can't feed their babies. They can't do anything. They try to be set free. They can't. It really doesn't make them feel good. It hurts them really bad. I'm vegan because if the animals are hurt, I'm hurt. Because I don't want to make them feel bad. I don't want them to be let down. I think everybody should be vegan because of all the animals.
And here are some more of our vegan voices.
Hi, this is Dr. Will Tuttle, author of The World Peace Diet. I'm a 40-year vegan, and I'm delighted to be one of the 50 authors included in the new book by Dr. Joanne Kong called Vegan Voices, which is a fabulous way to help bring the message of kindness, compassion, sustainability, and freedom for the benefit of non-human animals and for the benefit of humanity as well.
Hi there. I am Ray Sikora, and I am speaking to you from Glorieta, New Mexico. And I'm so honored to be part of the book Vegan Voices, to be one of the 50 authors included in this important work. This book is an opportunity for people to read about all the different reasons that people might choose a compassionate lifestyle, health-promoting lifestyle, an environmental lifestyle that supports all life. So I can't wait until it's in everyone's hands.
Hello, my name is Clifton Roberts. I am a vegan of 23 years. I am a husband, I am a father, and I am a technology enthusiast. I work for Intel Corporation, and I am a citizen politician. I've ran for office a few times, including for US President, US Senate, and I advocate for getting involved in politics, in vegan activism. I advocate for protecting the rights of animals. I advocate for protecting our air, land, and water resources. And I had the honor and privilege of contributing to Vegan Voices, and the name of the essay that I wrote was called The Hearts of Nations, and it talks about human beings and our non-human animal friends and our right to live in a healthy environment. In that essay, I talk about how the Constitution, our own Constitution, reinvigorated me when I learned about what it meant, and reinvigorated my appreciation of fatherhood. It reinvigorated my appreciation for the country that we live in. And I talked about best practices in other countries and how they actually wrote into their constitutions the right to a healthy environment. And of course, if you are a vegan, like I am, and like most of you that are watching this or have read the book, you understand that being vegan means that you truly appreciate the right to a healthy environment, a right to an environment that is healthy, a right to non-human animals that are healthy and free from torture, mutilation, slaughter, and abuse. So that's why I'm here talking with you, and I'm looking forward to spending some time with you to kind of share with you some of my thoughts on veganism, on animal rights, on the protection of Mother Earth, on how I leverage my position in technology, how I leverage my position in the corporate world to talk to governments around the world, and in doing business for the company that I work for, also advocate for public policy that will advance our interests.
My name is Mary Finelli. I'm the founder and president of Fishfeel. It's the first organization devoted to promoting respect and compassion for fishes as sentient beings. I've been so honored to be contributing a chapter to Vegan Voices, which is a book that hopefully will help others realize how wonderful being a vegan can be.
Hi everyone, I'm Curtis Vollmer. I'm an animal rights activist living in Berkeley, California, and I'm excited to be one of the 50 people in this new anthology book, Vegan Voices. This book is filled with stories from other animal rights people, other vegans, other plant-based people, from people that have found their way to veganism and animal rights through all different sorts of channels. There's something in here for everyone. So if you're interested in hearing stories about people that are helping to make change in this world, please check out this book.
My name is Larry Weiss, and I am a retired animal rights attorney and activist. A lot of things just go by and they don't mean anything. Books, movies, songs, they don't leave any lasting impression or create any lasting good. But this book is different. This book is part of a new awareness that the planet is fragile, that our bodies are fragile, and that there is something we can do about it. The biggest thing we can do individually is veganism. It doesn't take an act of Congress, it doesn't take a big court decision, it doesn't take a lot of money. It's something everybody can do. And it is not difficult to do. All you have to do is remember that it's kindness to animals, it's kindness to your body, it's kindness to the planet. Once you've gone vegan, you don't miss the meat and the milk and the cheese. They give you that bloated feeling. After a vegan meal, you feel energized and you feel lean. It's a good feeling. This book is about the journey that several of us have taken to get to this point. We began at different places and we made this decision for different reasons, but we ended up at the same place. And I want to honor the people that have made that decision. I have written a poem about that and I'd like to read it. It's from the heart. We walk alone as the time commends, as the need arises, as the love fulfills, the mother of each day's world. Long ago, I made the choice to be vegetarian, then vegan. A healthy body and healthy planet as the rivers clear from animal waste and the air from methane. The earth is calling each of us to be free of plastic and the cries of animals in their last moments. Fear is contagious, but so is compassion. And more than physical, this choice is affordable to those who pay in visions.
Hi, I'm Nancy Arenas, coming to you from Albuquerque, New Mexico, the land of enchantment.
8 years ago, I went vegan for the animals. Since then, my passion has been spreading the message of veganism, love for all, big and small. I'm also honored to be part of the 50 writers of Vegan Voices. Whether for the environment, the animals, or health, you will find a journey that just might inspire you, whether you're vegan or pre-vegan. Ahimsa, vegan.
Hi, I'm Nancy Posnack. I'm very happy to be a part of this project called Vegan Voices and have my essay of one of the many in the book where so many people share their vegan journey, what they're doing now, and all the different perspectives that each person has about why going vegan has benefited their lives and why we're so passionate about it and how we can help each other to make a better world.
Hi, we're Kit and Pete Chagoda, and we are so excited and grateful to be one of the writers for Joanne Kong's book, Vegan Voices. Our chapter is called Sanctuary, This is What Matters. And to us, what really does matter is making the world a better place for animals and humans and the environment. It's all interconnected. Being ethical vegans is really what inspires us to continue doing all we can on behalf of animals and our world in general. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Neil Barnard. We're here at the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. I want to say a word about Vegan Voices. I am so delighted that this book is now available because when people go vegan, everyone does it for different reasons. They do it in their own ways, and sometimes it is so inspiring to hear what other people have done. That's what you're going to see in Vegan Voices. I hope you like it.
Brenda, it's back to you for prize giveaway number 3.
All right, ready everyone? Our third prize giveaway, 2 things. We've got a $100 gift certificate from Lantern Publishing and this beautiful t-shirt, I Am a Vegan Voice. And our winner is Debbie Schiffer. Congratulations, Debbie.
Karen Davis wants to offer her greetings to everyone. She didn't quite get the video done. And now I'm so happy to introduce Jean Bauer, the founder of Farm Sanctuary.
Hello, this is Jean Bauer from Farm Sanctuary. I want to congratulate Joanne and Lantern on the book Vegan Voices. I am very grateful to be part of this book and part of this conversation about how we as human beings can live more kindly on the planet. Many of us, myself included, grew up eating animal foods without really thinking about it. And we were unwittingly supporting a food system that was causing enormous harm to other animals, as well as the planet, as well as workers. And thankfully, as time has gone now, more and more people have started learning about the harms caused by industrial animal agriculture. And many of us have started choosing to eat plants instead of animals. And it's also been really good to see businesses investing in plant-based alternatives. What I think we need to see more of going forward now are shifts in government policies, so that instead of investing billions of dollars in factory farming like we're currently doing, we need to shift government subsidies towards community-centered, plant-based agriculture, which is better for humans, better for animals, and better for the earth. So I am very grateful for everybody who is tuning in online. I'm very grateful for everybody there at Plant City, and I want to wish you a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Now we're headed back to Plant City. So who do we have there in Plant City? This is live and spontaneous, y'all. So if you have any questions for anybody that I mention after they're done waving and maybe they unmute themselves, you can drop those comments in the chat. And what's going on there?
We're having a party.
We're having a party. I see Dr. Rao in the front there. What do you want to tell us about?
No, it's awesome. This has been a great book to be part of, and I love what Jean Bauer just said. And he said that our governments are still subsidizing animal agriculture. Worldwide, they're subsidizing animal agriculture to the tune of $540 billion. And the industry is causing 12 to $14 trillion worth of damage every year. So it makes absolutely no sense that they would continue doing that.
You are one of the few people that is vegan, that is a staunch environmentalist that I know. And I applaud you for that. As founder of Reimagine the Turtle Creek Watershed and Airshed Communities Plus, where I work locally in my community, it's so important for environmentalists to understand the vegan aspect of environmentalism. And that's what I've been promoting to these environmentalists that are having cognitive dissonance. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Who is next to you with a blue shirt, a beautiful blue shirt? What does your shirt say?
This is a shirt from the book because I contributed to the book as well. I'm Allison Argo, and I make films speaking out for wild and domesticated animals. And my most recent film was The Last Pig. And so I'm really grateful that I was also given the opportunity to contribute to this really important book. I've been reading it. I also was able to get a copy of it, and it's so inspiring, and everybody shares just something a little bit different from their own perspective. So it's this really wonderful, holistic inspiration. And I have to say, being here at Plant City, I drove from Cape Cod where I live, and we don't have a lot of vegan options on Cape Cod, believe it or not, because we are so seafood centric. It's terrible. But to be in a place where you can just order anything from the menu, it is so validating and so exciting. And to be part of this movement, I'm really, really hopeful and really optimistic. Are you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, vegan world by 2026, right?
Vegan world by 2026. Where have I heard that before? Climate Healers.
Right.
The founder of Climate Healers, thank you. So Allison, I'm curious, how did you become interested in being vegan?
Oh, I can't make films about animals and then eat them. I mean, one of my first experiences, I was shooting in Kenya. I was filming in Kenya, a film about rhinoceros and the terrible state that they were in. And this is 30 years ago, or maybe 25 years ago. And as a treat for the crew, after we'd wrapped filming, their big treat for us was that we were going to the carnivore restaurant in Nairobi and eat all of the animals that we had just filmed. And I stayed at the hotel, and you know, it's an easy choice for me, but you know, I really feel strongly that we're all on our own journeys. And it was during the making of The Last Pig that I finally realized that I couldn't contribute to the dairy industry or the egg industry. And so I stopped right then and there. And it was the easiest thing I've ever done. And so for me, it's a no-brainer. And I just, you know, my only dilemma is there's so little time and so many stories that need to be told. So how do we tell them all?
Well, Silas, maybe you can answer that question through Kamaya. How is Kamaya telling the story, if people want to follow what she's up to?
Yeah, she speaks from the heart, doesn't she? Yeah, it just comes right out of her. So she's been my inspiration, you know, and she's here.
Kamaya, well, bring her on.
She's gorgeous. Inside and out, she's gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean, I know I've said this before, but
Kamaya, you're our future, and a bright, beautiful, amazing future. So much hope. What are you up to recently?
Well, we just flew, me and my grandma, from New Jersey on Monday. And we were supposed to be in Boston for a wedding, and we were, and it was amazing.
We loved watching you on that video.
Thank you.
And we're so excited that you're the future. That's what I have to say. Is there anybody else that wants to say hello directly in the camera before we move on?
Larry
said hi, but hello.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, thank you. And I have to say that it seems to me that these sophisticated vegans are quiet at parties sometimes. And now for our cooking demo with vegan voice, Nancy Arenas from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Nancy heads up the nonprofit organization Sprouting Compassion, and her personal mantra is, live with compassion, eat without violence.
Hi everyone, I'm so happy to be here in this book launch for Vegan Voices, which I happen to be a contributor to. Thank you, Joan, for letting me be part of this special program. I have a cooking demo for you. It is a double fruit cheese grill. And here are some of the ingredients. Vegan mayo, chopped walnuts, powdered sugar, plant-based butter, chia blueberry fruit spread, BioLife cheddar cheese, Silver Hills sprouted power bread, and some pears. Now I like to do easy peasy, lemon squeezy, quick cooking, and I'm going to show you how to do this now. I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. What I've done is that I took the bread, slices of bread, and I toasted them. I put them in the toaster and toasted them. The other thing that I've done is I took one of my favorite little gadgets. It's really for potatoes or for veggies when you want to pickle them and give them little ridges. But I use them on my pears. And I went ahead and I sliced them and see it gives them some nice little ridges. I don't know if you can see them, but there it is. Now I'm going to take the pears and I'm going to just go ahead and place it in my pan. Now you'll start to hear them sizzle right away. See? And I put them in there, and then I like to turn them right away. And there's nothing in the pan but the pears at the moment. Next, I am going to go ahead and take a little butter, as you can see, just a little butter, and I'm going to drop it in the pan. Really just enough to coat the bottom of the pan, so it's not that much. And then I'm going to turn the pears around so that they get a little coated with that butter. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some nuts. I'm going to put them in there and kind of again switch them around in the pan with the pears. Now this isn't going to take too long. Pears cook pretty quickly. Okay, now that I have the pears and I've mixed them up with the walnuts, I'm going to take my chia blueberry fruit spread, and I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of that and just drop it in the pan as well. And again, if you guessed right, mush it around. The jelly is a little hard, see that? But what's going to happen is it's going to start melting down and becoming more liquefied. And so you just want to mix it all up. Hear the sizzle? Oh, too bad you're not here because you can smell it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to go ahead
And I always keep a little bottle of water, just regular water. How it starts to kind of cling to the pears. So I'm going to let that go ahead and cook that. And I'm going to cover it while I go to the next step and let it just continue to cook there. And again, I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit while it cooks. All right. Next, I'm going to take my pan and I'm going to go ahead and put it on high heat. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take some of this mayonnaise, not a lot, just enough to kind of coat the bottom. Yep, just enough to coat the bottom. What you want to do is you're going to take your toasted bread, right? Let me just get my spatula there. And then just spread this around a little bit in the pan so that it covers the bottom of the pan, right? And then you're going to take your toasted bread and I'm going to go ahead and put it there. Kind of press it against the mayo and then turn it over and do the same thing with the other one. And again, turn it over as well. So we're going to let that heat up. And while we're doing that, let's go ahead and check back with our pears here. And they'll start to get a little translucent. You know, when you first put them in, it looks pretty white. But then as they cook, they'll get softer. And then what I'm going to do is actually, as they get softer, I'm just going to chop them up. And if I can show you, I can put this down. It's getting all nice and purple all over. It's going to have to cook a little bit more. There it is. And next, back to the attention on the bread. By this time, I'm hearing the little sizzle on it, right? And now that that has happened, I am going to go ahead and take a little bit more of butter. As you can see, it's just a little bit, a little dab. Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and mix that in the pan and turn my bread again. I'm going to add 1 slice of cheese on one of the breads. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, I'm going to turn it over and let that cheese on the bottom of that pan. And just for a few seconds, it'll get a little slippery, and then you'll know that that's when you want to turn it over. Then I kind of try to center it as much as I can, but it's looking like that, right? Because we're still waiting on our pears here. And there we go. And basically, once that is done, you're going to take those chopped pears and you're going to place it on top of the cheese, on the bread with the cheese, right? And then, I don't know if I can show you, but let me try. And so it's looking kind of like that. Then you're going to take your other slice of bread and you're going to put it right on top of that. And you're going to kind of squash it down a little bit. And you're done. Let me show you the finished product. Okay, so you get a plate. And you're going to take, your nice little sandwich there. Our powdered sugar. And you're just going to drizzle that just like that. And voila. double fruit cheese grill.
So if anybody tells you you can't have a grilled cheese sandwich with amazing amazing things inside of it, then you've got a new recipe. And it also brings to me and all of us, I think, that there's many ways to do a vegan diet. And that's a quote from my husband. For example, as I mentioned earlier, I'm doing a juice fast now. And when I stepped into veganism, I dove in as a raw living foodist. So there's all kinds of diets. Victoria mentioned in the introduction, gluten-free, there's low salt, there's keto, there's no nightshades, no garlic, no onions, macrobiotic. Vegan is no animals. Now I am really excited to, what am I doing next? Hold on, I apologize. I got carried away with the cooking demo. We have another prize giveaway. Oh, back to you, Brenda.
Okay, so Vegan Voice, Joanne MacArthur is an award-winning animal photojournalist. And our fourth prize giveaway is a copy of her book. It's beautiful, We Animals. And the winner is Melody Landy.
Remember to buy your books at Lantern Publishing and Media. The website is lanternpm, that stands for publishing and media.org. That's lanternpm.org. And maybe somebody could drop that in the chat because I'm getting distracted with the chat. The book is available as both a paper book and an ebook. And if you buy the book online, not mentioning any names, then leave a favorable review. Now we are moving into the panel, the live panel discussion. This is very exciting. We've assembled a wonderful panel of vegan voices to discuss the many reasons to be vegan. Well, I'm going to introduce Gwenna. Gwenna is from Los Angeles and is the creator of Vegans of Los Angeles and Vegan for Black Lives Matter. She works for Vegan Outreach and an incredible number of community programs. She engages with community and manages several vegan community programs. Janice Stanger, PhD, author of The Perfect Formula Diet, is an educator and nutrition expert. She specializes in busting common myths about food, health, and nutrients, and in presenting science-based information in a way that's clear and understandable. Hope Bohanec is a 30-year vegan activist and author. She works for the nonprofit United Poultry Concerns, and I failed to mention earlier who sent her greetings, Karen does as well as the vegan advocacy organization Compassionate Living, and recently launched the Hope for the Animals podcast. And last but not least, Clifton Roberts. Clifton Roberts was the Humane Party's first ever presidential candidate, as I think he mentioned in his video, and he's recognized for his vision of a more peaceful, sustainable, and compassionate world. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I think, I don't know if Gwenna has arrived. Maybe somebody's reaching out to her. Let's all put some energy into Gwenna arriving. We're looking for you, Gwenna. We're sending you positive energy. Okay, so let's start with Janice, if that's okay. Janice, tell us what you got about veganism. What, why are you vegan?
Thanks, Alyssa. Well, I'm really here to talk about health aspects of being vegan, like why is health the reason people might want to be vegan? And it's not the primary thing that's kept me vegan or my daughters, but it was an impediment in the beginning. So there's two ways that health can play a role in people's decision to be vegan. One is what happened to me and my family, which is that my kids decided to go vegetarian for no reason that was ever really explained to me when they were very young. And I tried to dissuade them for a really long time because they were young growing children and I was a single parent, right? I was the only one responsible for their health. And I truly thought they were going to be deficient in protein and a lot of other nutrients. So I spent a year trying to get them to not be vegetarian. And finally I became vegetarian because, you know, they had more forceful pushback than I did. And so I began doing scientific research, and that's been going on for me for several decades now. And 4 years later, we all transitioned to be vegan after I learned that pretty much everything I'd ever learned about nutrition was wrong. And in fact, if I learned something, the actual truth was 180 degrees opposite. So I want to assure people who might be listening or see this later that if you're holding off on becoming vegan because you think you're going to be deficient in some nutrient or calorie or something like that, that in fact, there's at this point, probably tens of thousands of published peer-reviewed scientific articles that show that a vegan diet's actually the healthiest. Now, of course, the other aspect is that people will become vegan because they know it's healthier and they've been diagnosed with heart disease, or they have a family history of heart disease, or they have some other nutritional concern. So if you're in that category, then you already know that it's healthier to eat vegan, especially if you eat a diet based on whole plant foods, which is things like whole grains and beans and fruits and veggies and things like that, with just a very minimal amount of processed foods. So those are the two aspects. So I kind of got into debunking nutrition myths because that's what had kept us from being vegan all those years. And I wanted to make sure other people understood how ridiculous hundreds and hundreds of these myths are, which obviously I have no time to address today. But I did want to touch on one, which is a protein myth, which is probably the predominant myth out there that kind of scares people away from eating plants. So here's the thing about protein. Protein, people talk about, oh, I need to eat protein. They don't even know what it is. And once you explain to people like what protein is and where it comes from and all that, that argument just vanishes away. So I brought in today my little protein chain. Right, I have this chain of protein I take with me whenever I speak. So proteins are nothing but linked chains of amino acids. So imagine that each of the links in this chain is an amino acid. And you can see there's two colors because there's non-essential amino acids, which you don't have to worry about at all because your body makes them. And then there's 8 essential amino acids that you have to get from food. So the key question is, where do these essential amino acids come from? And it turns out, because they're so energy intensive to make, animals cannot make them. Only plants and bacteria can make essential amino acids. And so all the essential amino acids you have ever eaten in your whole life were made by a plant, and either you ate the plant directly or you ate an animal that ate the plant, and there's no need for the animal middleman. So hopefully that very briefly and without any of the details will reassure people about the need to worry about eating animal foods to be vegan. And there's lots more myths out there, so hopefully everybody will take time to research it and kind of follow a really healthy diet so you can be healthy yourself and be a good example for others.
Do you talk about those myths in your book, The Perfect Formula Diet?
Oh yeah, I talk about a lot of those myths. And I also have some videos on YouTube that people are interested. I did for Vegetarian Society of Hawaii that debunk a lot of those myths.
Beautiful. I think we're going to have to all start carrying around our protein chains. Maybe some protein chain necklaces are in your future.
My first one was made out of, paper strips, like you used to make paper strip chains when you were a little kid. But that kind of fell apart after a while, so I got the more durable one.
Maybe we can squash some bottle caps. And okay. We're going to move on now to Hope. Hope, are you there? I don't see you. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Okay, so thank you so much for having me. We were asked on this panel to speak about why to go vegan. Briefly. And of course, our answers, and we've heard so much today about the animals and the environment and health, and all of these are such important reasons. But I think what I've learned over the 30 years of being vegan and being a vegan advocate is that veganism, it's beyond just wanting everyone to eat veggie burgers. I believe that the most important reason, arguably, to be vegan is that it's part of a fundamental societal shift, a consciousness shift that's really critical to our survival for life on Earth. You know, it's part of this holistic, systematic change, and it touches so much. The societal shift to a more just and kind society that encompasses social justice and environmental justice. And these things are just critical for our survival. And these changes need to occur for us to survive and to thrive. And veganism is a vital part of all of that. And in bringing about that compassionate, just, kind world. So I'd like to give a shout out to Karen Davis, she of United Poultry Concerns. She is one of the authors today, couldn't join us, but I wanted to mention her. And also she's a contributing author, of course, to the Vegan Voices anthology. And on our podcast, the Hope for the Animals podcast, we're going to be doing a series with some of the authors from this anthology. It's called the Vegan Voices series, inspired by this anthology. We're going to have Clifton on, as well as Ray Sikora and a few other of the authors. And the first episode is going to have Joanne Kong as our guest, and that episode just posted. So I encourage you to check out the Hope for the Animals podcast Vegan Voices series inspired by this anthology, and meet some of the authors, get an in-depth conversation with a few of these authors, these amazing authors. And I just want to thank Joanne for bringing us together, for creating this powerful, beautiful book. I'm just so honored to be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Hope. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now, Clifton, what is it? What is it that moved you into veganism? Now, I know that you could have spoken for the first hour and a half about that, so go for it.
I'll try to sum it up quickly. What made me go vegan was initially it was very selfish reasons, which was my own health.
So people should become vegan for their own health, you think?
Victoria in her opening remarks said that people have different reasons. For me, initially, it was to make myself better. You know, I was diagnosed by humans who are, they call themselves medical practitioners for a reason, because they practice, right? And so, I was told I was allergic to nature, grass, dogs, bees, cats, everything. And no one had become aware of the effects of dairy, this very powerful substance that 2,000-pound animals produce for their infants. And so when my wife gave me a book by Mary Lou Henner, and she pointed it out that the milk of a cow, is so. At 30 years old, I decided to do it. My acne disappeared. I was able to throw away my inhaler and my nose spray, for the first time. So those were the reasons. And as I went along, I would talk to loved ones, which I found was the most difficult thing to do, was to convince loved ones that this is the best way to eat, that you don't get sick, or you rarely get sick, right? And the more research that I did to find out ways to be able to share with loved ones, the more that I found out how animals suffered. So that became a primary focus for me, was moving from selfish reasons to try to convince my family to make myself better, to set the stage and the tone for my children, right? Very selfish reasons, but to really advocate for animals. And when I think about, you think if you work in the corporate world, you think about the way that a product or a movement is rolled out, and you have beta testing. And I look at all of us on this call as kind of early adopters, and we've moved into beta testing, and we need to push this to mass production, right? We need to deploy this as a solution to the rest of the world. And I think that's going to be the biggest challenge. Is Dr. Rao, Sailesh Rao, he had mentioned that we're going to run into some challenges. And the biggest challenge I see is people not trusting us as someone who is genuinely concerned not only about their health, but about the health of animals. And it turns into, you're trying to tell me what to do, you're trying to do this and do that. And often I tell people, look, the same way I go around the corner, and if I ran into rocks falling down a cliff, I would come back and tell you, hey, be careful going around the corner, because there's some rocks going to go fall down from the cliff. And it's the same that I feel about my diet. So in the way that I eat. And then finally, I think that, the future is, as Hope just mentioned, it's critical to our survival. And that's one of the reasons why I chose to participate in politics and try to do things. Even when I talk to governments around the world with my job, I look at the way that they're sharing data now, right? And data is going to be, in my opinion, data is going to be crucial. It's going to be a crucial asset in how we leverage the data being used and published by government entities, by society, and using that to reinforce our argument.
Thank you so much, Clifton. Thank you for kind of bringing us to the current moment. And thank you, Hope, and thank you, Janice and Gwenna. We're all with you wherever you are. We're going to look for you next time. And I thought we would have a little bit more time to kind of do a little more interaction, but we're going to have to move on now, because time is short, just like it is, Vegan 2026. We've got a lot to do. So now Brenda will announce the winner of our 5th and final prize giveaway.
Our 5th and final prize giveaway is actually 2 gift certificates, a $100 gift certificate from Lantern Publishing and a Vistro $50 gift card. And our lucky winner is Patricia Campana. So congratulations to all our prize giveaway winners. Thank you.
Congratulations, Patricia. For our final video, I have the pleasure of introducing Susan Hargreaves. Susan is an acclaimed educator, writer, and speaker, and is the founder of Animal Heroes Kids. Susan.
Thank you so much for asking me to be a part of this Vegan Voices. I've been a Vegan Voice since 1985, and I'm really thrilled to conclude this wonderful celebration of Vegan Voices. And I'm Susan Hargreaves, the founder of Animal Hero Kids, and also we are morphing into Be an Animal Hero, so we can include all ages in our mission. And it's really fitting that you are having this in Animal Hero-tober. And this is Animal Hero-tober, and we are highlighting any activities with the hashtag Animal Hero-tober that are helping animals. And of course, being vegan helps animals. And if you want to join us, you can go to beananimalhero.org, and you'll see some of the things that we do. We're working on our next vegan parody of a song, and we're looking for all ages to participate. So if you sing or play an instrument, please contact me. And that leads us into what I mean when I say vegan parody of a song. So I rewrote the lyrics to Pharrell Williams' Happy. And you can see a lot of our Animal Hero Kids crew and teens, really in all ages, in this video. So check out beananimalhero.org. Join us for Animal Hero Tober. And this is a very uplifting, get your dancing shoes on way to end Vegan Voices. Thank you so much.
It ain't so crazy what I'm about to say. Kindness is here, bake a vegan cake. I'm a freedom hero, see this happy face. Saving them, we're all family and care. Because I'm happy when the world is vegan, like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like kindness is the truth. Because I'm happy, clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like that's all we want to do. Hey, here come good news, vegans where it's at. We'll give it all we got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, we'll be just fine. No offense to you, it's the end of killing time. Here's why. Because I'm happy that the world is vegan, like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like kindness is the truth. Because I'm happy, clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Yeah, clap along if you feel like that's all we want to do. Because I'm happy. Because I'm happy.
We'll be happy when the world is vegan. We'll be happy.
Because I'm happy. Because I'm happy. Because I'm happy.
Support us.
Come join us.
Okay, so I was unmuted, so I hope you were all clapping along. What a beautiful video, incredible. Animal Hero Kids. And Susan, I don't know if you can unmute, but I'm curious to know who, there was one handsome gentleman with big hair and I've heard him speak. He's unbelievable. Who is that? That was
Yes, he is one of our Animal Hero crew. And that is why we're really not Animal Hero Kids anymore. We're Be an Animal Hero, because we want everyone to be a part of it, including teenagers. And you know, once someone hits 12 or 13, they do not want to be thought of as a kid anymore. It's like a very large disaster.
That's so brilliant. We wanted to introduce the children into this book launch, even though there are, aren't any child authors other than Kamaya as the grandchild of Dr. Sailesh Rao. And then you're bringing it into the next kind of, it's not the next generation, but it's the adolescence. And I think that that's where our culture is now. we've been children, even though we're in adult form, and now we're moving into the understanding of what it takes to really move into our full selves. So I'm going to wrap it up right now
Everyone
with a
can be an animal
quote.
hero. Everyone can be an animal hero. 4 years old, 5 years old, 99 years old, you know? So everyone can be an animal hero. That's the message.
Beautiful.
Just go vegan.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to wrap things up. I want to thank everybody so much. I want to thank Lantern Publishing. I want to thank Joanne Kong. We're just so blessed, all of us here, that you had this brainstorm and created this incredible group of people that are here now. And I'm going to read a quote in closing from the essay of Stephanie Red Cross West. She says in her essay, "If I can dream it, I can make it happen. Once I see the dream, I can start translating it into actionable steps." And when you read and experience and be vegan, you are a vegan voice, and just know that in your heart. So thank you, everybody, from the bottom of my heart, and may we all be blessed in this incredible moment in time to step into our full power. Also, a shout out to Amy Gerlich of Power Up, who produced this amazing event. So thank you, thank you, thank you.